I'm Mr. Clausen. You may remember me from such educational videos as How to Dog-Proof Your Garden and Minecraft, Soul Stealer of Youth. Today, I'm here to talk about something far more serious than just wasting your time playing with a lousy fantasy video game with crappy graphics. Today I'm here to talk about energy, how to get it, how to get more of it.
5 years ago, I installed a 4.3 kilowatt system, that's 18 solar panels, that was designed to provide almost all the electricity my house uses based on a historic record. I figured this would make about 5 megawatt hours per year. Sure enough, that's what it does, and it's been increasing that energy harvest about 2% per year.
No, my power meter doesn't run backwards because they changed it due to the new net metering agreement. But what you'll see is a little arrow there and bars that move. If they're moving to the right, I'm consuming more electricity than I'm making. If they move to the left, I am adding electricity into the grid. What you can see there is the system has contributed over 28 megawatts into the grid, and then it has been, I have used during that 5 years, about 31 megawatts. So over the 5 years, I haven't quite balanced out, but I'm getting close. More on that later. It's about 1 p.m. on December 30th, one of the shortest days of the year. You can see I'm making over 2,200 watts of electricity from this back panel. Over its lifetime, it's made over 25 megawatts of electricity, and that lifetime is only 5 years.
So how much did all of this cost? Well, here's the bill from the contractor that installed this system, and you can see that my net cost was just over $6,000. That's after tax benefits and a generous grant from the Energy Trust of Oregon. Now, a payback time depends on how you rationalize it. Here's my last power bill from before I installed the system. I used about 5,000 kilowatt hours that year. Yeah, a good estimate is about 10 cents per kilowatt hour, so that means that I'm paying about $500 per year in electrical usage. Note that the top bar on that is 20 kilowatt hours per day. This is my most recent bill. You'll notice that there's just one bar and it only goes up to 5 kilowatt hours. That top bar on the last bill was 20 kilowatt hours per day. And this is actually pretty misleading because last year's bill had no bars on it, except unfortunately the power company quit putting those nice little bars on the bill there for a while. So you can see I basically cut my electrical usage down to about zero. Now I still pay $13 a month to belong to the grid, but I would have paid that regardless.
So, what are we looking at for a payback time? Well, remember the system cost $6,100, and then if we multiply that by 6,100 times 1 year, and we're saving $500 per year, then that ends up with 12.2 years to pay it back. But it was always in the plan to get a Nissan Leaf, and so far I've driven that 50,800 miles, and it gets 3.8 miles per kilowatt hour. So 50,800 miles times 1 kilowatt hour and 3.8 miles, and that's going to end up with 13,368 kilowatt hours gasoline equivalent. Let's call it 13.4 megawatt hours. Don't forget that it makes 25 megawatt hours in that 5 years, so if I subtract that, what I used for the Leaf, I end up with still 11.6 megawatt hours electricity to my home. The Leaf was replacing a 1995 Saturn. It gets 30 miles per gallon. So if I look at the mileage on the Leaf divided by 30 miles per gallon, I end up with having saved nearly 1,700 gallons of gasoline. At $2.50 a gallon, that means that I will have saved, let's see, 250 times 1693, that's dollars per gallon, gallons cancel out, and that means I will have saved $4,233 in gasoline savings alone. But don't forget, I also have that 11.6 megawatt of electricity into my house at 10 cents per kilowatt hour, that leaves another, what, $1,160 saved in electricity. So that means a total of $4,000 and change plus $1,160, and that gets savings in 5 years. But at $3 a gallon, which is a lot more realistic for the way it's been, then $3 per gallon times close to $1,700 gallons, is it going to be $5,079 saved? Plus, don't forget that electricity that went into my house. This is gasoline equivalent. This is the electricity saved. That's $6,200.39 in savings already. Greater than the cost of the $6,100 or the initial cost.
Why is it what you just said strikes me as a massive rationalization?
Don't knock rationalization. Where would we be without it? I don't know anyone who could get through the day without 2 or 3 juicy rationalizations.
As far as CO2 savings, looking only at the gasoline equivalent, 1 gallon of gasoline produces 19 pounds of CO2. Yeah, that doesn't sound possible, but it's due to the oxygen it picks up in the atmosphere. So, let's see, 1693 gallons times 19 pounds per gallon yields 32,167 pounds of CO2 saved. The Leaf weighs 3,354 pounds. So when you look at the savings in terms of how much the car weighs, it's 9.59 times the weight of the car.
I've become such a believer in solar energy that I added more panels to the front of my house. Now I have more than 7 kilowatts worth of panels on my house. Provides all my electrical needs, which includes 11,000 miles a year driven in my electric vehicle.
It used to be that we were concerned about running out of fossil fuels, but now we're more concerned about what they're doing to the atmosphere and global warming. You know, the Stone Age didn't end because we ran out of stones. I hope we can end the fossil fuel age with a better technology. And I hope you'll join us as we move into a better, cleaner future. And be sure to catch my next how-to video, trimming your tree for a rake-free autumn.
I'll be living off solar energy, and all you're ever gonna do is burn oil. Someday you'll be making all the animals go extinct, 'cause there's only carbon dioxide in the air. Why can't you be green?
Here comes the sun, here comes the sun, we might say it's alright.